And team's turn to ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
He played with them for 3 years. Mid1 was in that roster for a very long time. He even made a comeback after as well to drop by with that lineup. Mainly as these short stints. I think he was like 2 months together with the team and hasn't been around that much. But Mid1 has been a piece of this MOUZ lineup right now. I mean, Mid1 played with Puppy, he played with Kezu, Yapsor. The next year he'd play with Fata and Ace. Then he'd play with Nisha and Zai. So he's definitely faced off Sumail a couple times during those years.
Dire team's turn to ban.
I speak for the trees.
But now, as we are in the draft here, we've got a very interesting start. It's going to be the Nature's Prophet, usually picked up by Avulus, maybe sometimes by Nigma Galaxy.
10 seconds
it will
remaining.
be MOUZ who open it up here as an answer to the Chen pickup.
5 seconds
your,
remaining.
Maelstrom builder to deal with the Zoo. You have a hero to hunt down on the map. And Nature's Prophet's
Dire
damage
team's
output in
turn to
general,
ban.
very good versus the Hand of God, which is not necessarily going to save a hero when a Furion's on top of you.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So I got 2 quick points here. Outside of this draft as well, between Nigma and Nigma and MOUZ, they didn't face off against each other's in TI. They and I'm not saying MOUZ. I'm talking about Crystalis with Tundra. So Tundra and Nigma didn't face off against each other's. And then my second point is when we talked about like the matchups to watch. I think honestly, Toby and Celery. 2 very different types of support players. Toby, who's kind of in the middle of transitioning more into that position 5 role. He's been the guy who plays like every role. He's like this trick of the trade. He basically does everything that's required. But that also means that his playstyle, from his core days to his positioning, means that as a support, you can't always afford to play in aggressive positions. So we find his Warlock in the most peculiar places sometimes and ends up being an easy pickoff for his opponents. While Celery is a very different to when it comes to that support position and could just be a big defining factor on how long those pulse 5s are staying alive during fights. This Chen,
10 seconds remaining.
as long as he has his army, it's not bad. The hero can
5
be dead,
seconds
but you still
remaining.
have your auras provided to your allies. But Celery probably wants something that has a bit more impact. Omar or Toby? Oh, Nature's Prophet.
Radiant team's turn to pick. Dire team's turn to pick.
Nothing special about this Snapfire pick. Just grabbed over and over again. Guess you could... I don't know if it sounds weird, but you could technically get an axe at some point and gobble up one of Chen's
10 seconds
creeps
remaining.
and just remove it completely by spitting it out, you know? Deny
seconds
like an
remaining.
ancient creep or something if you manage to grab one of those. Not a very far-fetched thing. I feel like we talk about the same things about Snapfire, so I'm trying to bring something new for once.
Dire team's turn to pick.
Ember spirit.
Let it be. Let it be. It's going to be an Ember.
Ten seconds
Up
remaining.
on the pickoff side of things, Nigma, Ember, Hoodwink,
5
great
seconds
combo
remaining.
in terms of hunting heroes around the map very early as well. You don't even need to be level 6 where Hoodwink and Ember just start doing things together. It makes it a lot easier, sure, with the Remnant and keep on going for deep distance hunts. But as soon as you have Sharpshooter up, expect these two guys to be all over the place. Both teams have spent already half of their reserve time getting to this point. I do wonder if Yamich is not getting his Pudge, is he going to be the one to play the Snapfire? Or will Celery
Radiant
play
team's
that
turn to
Pulse
pick.
5 Snap for a bit of impact? Well, we bring up the Tiny here at least. Mm.
10 seconds remaining.
I do like
5
the Tide
seconds
because of the
remaining.
Ember Spirit, because of the Anchor.
Dire team's turn
That's
to pick.
probably my main reasoning behind that hero. But Mars is also pretty good here. You can consider the Yules first. That does take away a bit from Nigma wanting to play aggressive with the Ember and the Hoodwink. Not entirely, because the Yule still needs to be
10
built.
seconds
Ember and
remaining.
Hoodwink don't need items to play together. They just need levels
5
and the
seconds
tempo to go
remaining.
on their side. That Yules on the Mars will finish at some point, and then they can start countering that Ember Spirit's deep dives. I guess I have nothing against the Lone Druid here. That's probably one of the best heroes that we've seen on Ghost.
Dire team
Does he
ban.
play Monkey?
Night Stealer.
Yeah, there was two heroes I disliked during TI on Ghost, and that was his Morphling and his Medusa.
10 seconds
His
remaining.
way of playing both of those heroes, and the priority on him, how he
5
builds
seconds
items.
remaining.
Because there was this one game on Morphling where he's like, he needs to get a BKB, but he's never pressing the BKB when he needed to. It's like,
Radiant team's
when
turn
are
to
you going to
ban.
use that 9-second blacking bar? Because he kept dying over and over again in engagements where it's like, you could have easily pressed this here and you could have extended a fight. So he's trying to save a better timing for it. Now you have an inbuilt rage on Lifestealer, which feels a lot easier to use than your 9-second BKB that you're probably overthinking sometimes. Those
10
were also
seconds
some really
remaining.
high stakes
Dire
games,
team
right?
ban.
So you start to think, if I used my BKB charges now, I'll be ineffective later on in the game. So Lifestealer makes things a bit easier.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
And you could always Abaddon on
Dire team's
Crystallis.
turn to pick.
You want to protect that Ember pick with the Husker ban instead. Could be an Abaddon for the final phase for Crystallis. Nigma, though, what do you want for your off lane?
10
You're in the
seconds
Tide
remaining.
Hunter. Okay. I kind of like a Pango here if we're
5
playing
seconds
Lifestealer
remaining.
Ember. Oh, he's
Radiant
actually banned.
team's
Never
turn
mind.
to pick.
Bristleback.
But that also gives you minus armor. So we'll be the Bristle instead. Okay.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Remember what worked well with forced movement? Against heroes that have a lot of movement? A Bloodseeker. So I'm going for either one. I like the Abba to some extent, but I also really like the Bloodseeker in terms of what Nigma has just drafted for themselves. So either one I'm okay with. I don't think I can just throw out another hero that they're probably going to go for. So yeah, let's go for the Abba. Close out MOUZ's draft. I'm going to go with the MOUZ on this one. I think this is a very easy to execute lineup. Just a couple holes that need filling, especially with those Abba timings when it comes to his itemization. If Crystallis has a very protected last pick here on this Abba, I feel like he can get away with it pretty well. So I'm going MOUZ on this one.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah. MOUZ also coming in from a 2-1 victory over Na'Vi as well in another qualifier, qualifying for Blast Slam 5, if I saw correct. They took down that Na'Vi series, while Nigma Galaxy earlier on, before that, they straight up dropped the team Yandex. So I was a bit surprised about that result, that Nigma wasn't really ready to play in the morning, and they got knocked out from the tournament completely. That was the lower bracket run. So based on that and MOUZ's current form, I don't want to take too much away from Nigma Galaxy. They're still they're still a prominent team, a very good roster. They can still do some really smart drafting. But every pointer right now shows that MOUZ is on their way to becoming potentially even a tier 1 team, because this streak that they've going on right now is just insanely good. And I had Na'Vi really high on my list, and they beat that series 2-1. Na'Vi won game 1, and then MOUZ turned things around with that Nature's Prophet, and they're getting it again. So they've already played this lineup today in an upper bracket final, which they won with that Nature's Prophet. So that's probably my reasoning for MOUZ on this one. This game 1. Not the series, just game 1.
Admirable.
Mm-hmm.
30 seconds to battle.
Do you know what mid one played as well in that particular upper bracket final series in game 3? He played a Venomancer mid with a 5-0-10 score in the end. Venom mid. Yep. It'd be nice if they pick it during the course of this series so I could at least see what it looks like, but he was unkilled. So the funny thing about
this ain't no snowball
reopen
fight.
it. Yeah. Give me a moment. You can't kill him, but they'll certainly give him a quick warning. Some early damage onto the Ember. Yamich is strolling by between the towers. Need that quick reminder that I'm still around the area. For some weird reason I can't get the match page to open. Okay, there we go. So he played versus Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight went 0-6. Yeah, and it looked like it was a last pick Venomancer too, so they had no idea that hero was coming out. They're like, well, we've got all of mid one's hero pool checked out, and that one. And they just to slide through. Well, I would say manages to slide through surprises. I mean, Veno is, if you're playing a Veno as a core, that's definitely got to be some level of achievement. You do not expect
Dire's
that.
courier has been
Namich
killed.
snipes Ghost's
They
courier too
always
here,
go after
getting
the
some extra
courier.
money as he's dragging the wave. Making Toby run in circles here. It's like, come on. He got two creeps bullying him. He's trying to slow him down. He's got to get these two connect. The range creep will die most likely. Okay, he's just going to lose one range creep. And Ghost is bringing in the other wave. So I wish we were looking at the top lane right now because those are some really big creep waves. Ghost has 3 last hits. Boom has 4, but there's like double creep waves fighting each other right now. There we can see it. A big battle in the jungle.
Denied.
I think we're seeing a lot of farm lanes come out in this game. Might be one of the more passive beginnings. Could be wrong on that. Let's see if being shape up would be a bit more action packed. Yeah, he's going straight in. Nice bushwhack there from Omar. But it looks like they've got the boots on the Abaddon, so he's moving 60 movement speed faster right now than the Hoodwink. So Omar, tough luck, but what can you do? Mid one will secure the kill. He traps his carry inside the Sprout, but the damage has been done. Celery survives that burst from the Bristleback. 3 points of spikes. The bushwhack is there on the acorn shot, and Omar will get a trade going, at least solo XP for the squirrel. For that little squirrel.
Tower is under attack.
Not for you.
Good attempt. Good attempt there. Almost caught Crystallis off guard. Nothing happening in top. This has continued to roll in the same way. Ghost a little bit ahead in CS versus the MOUZ.
I refuse you.
Yep, the same thing as before. Shotgun is also ready. One coming in with the urn. They'll close on to Omar. Get the kill on him. Celery might still die to Noob, but he's got a cookie. Can he land it in the right direction to zone him out? He actually takes the straightforward path instead of jumping into the low ground. And now turn his attention to the Bristol. Mid one never left. He's still here. 3 seconds for a Sprout. There's a lot of quills on them, but Crystallis has to be careful there. He drops so damn low. Mid one is also 1 HP right now, and the Lil Shredder will finish him off. Crystallis. No connections. No, that was so close for Omar.
Radiant's middle tower
He didn't get the kill there. It felt like for a second that they had an extra tango to cut down a tree, because that bushwhack also went on cooldown, but did not connect any of the heroes.
Radiant's middle tower shouldn't have to take this
The
abuse.
seeds of fortune.
catch on to mid one. But it's just, again, just not enough damage. Omar has missed out on a couple opportunities now. Meanwhile, Sumail will get the grab on that Tiny. Dies under a tornado of all things. So that's Ember hitting level 6, securing the shield rune. Mid one has been on a long stroll from that bottom lane all the way back to base. So Ember had some free time in mid.
Radiant's bottom tower
Level 6.
Not much good's happening to Radiant's bottom tower.
Yep, and might as well bring mid one in once again. Get this Furion online. He has the same amount of net worth as the Ember does. Also at the same time, the MOUZ will be sacked, so Nigma, even if they are struggling with their bristleback, they are not struggling on this Lifestealer. It's a good thing. Good thing for times to pass. Meanwhile, the 7-minute Wisdom Rune spawning. Yamich. Toss and Abba are both ready. Celery is already here. Toby, you gotta be careful. That Chen might just end up falling with that damage, but Sumail is also brought in 3 versus 2. Toby dead 2 versus 2. Snap the fall, and there comes mid one to back up, and Ghost is caught inside. He does have that infest. He'll use it to dodge the spear. Boom doesn't get the direct kill, and Yamich will have to reset for a second. Sumail that does not have a Remnant active right now, so he's gonna burn out all of his mana here. Boom is still right-clicking him, and the Lifestealer is coming out now. The spear flies out, and Ghost is the real target that they wanted. Yamich is dead. Ghost will fall as well. Sumail nowhere to go, nowhere to run. There's a Wild Wing Ripper, and you'll use that slight to at least buy some time, but that also means the Wild Wing Ripper changes his target to something else, and Boom will be able to get the kill. No deny for the Ember.
Stonefall.
We're just a vessel recipe away from mid one. Now going instantly for the follow-up fight. Toby already down. Furion dropping low. He doesn't have the Abba nearby for a shield on him. There comes the Mortimer's Kiss. Is done. The level 6 Snapfire. And Sumail, he does go for the jump out, but Celery was already on point. They marked where that Remnant was, and he instantly followed up with a hit. Infest is still on cooldown for 8 seconds, and you're not gonna get it. Ghost is dead. I don't know why the Lifestealer is also here when there's nothing they can kill except for mid one, but he was so far away already. Misplay.
That's for me.
Fighting in bottom. This time the break is there as well onto the bristle.
Is pleased.
They'll finish off. Down that bristle back. And that break actually came from the neutrals. So the Hill Troll Berserkers were getting interested in that fray. Because an Abaddon shield broke and a Quill Spray flew in. They're like, wait a minute, there's fighting going on. And they throw one single spear to break the bristle. And MOUZ says, thank you.
My thrift reward.
Yeah, nothing is going Nigma's way right now. Like it's this laning stage advantage they could have had. Well, that's completely down the drain now. This Furion and this Abba slowly crawling away. Net worth at least. As we're playing the FISSURE Universe 7. Wait a second. Okay, they're not waiting a second. Exclamation mark ticket into chat if you want to get yourself some tickets for the FISSURE Playground 2 event played in Serbia, in Belgrade, Serbia, to be exact, on the 31st of October to the 2nd of November. Ticket prices starting at €8. So head over there. You can also click the banner below the stream if you're not in chat right now.
Radiant's middle tower could use some help. Radiant just denied their middle tower.
Denied!
Dire's middle tower isn't going to last long.
It's going to be a Radiance on Radiance game, and we're going to have those timed pretty similarly on both the Lifestealer and the Abaddon. Damage with the smokes. Hillary's also joining in. The Avalanche will catch the Bristle, follow up with the Cookie, toss back, and mid one is also here with the Vessel. Clean up this Bristle back. Damage dropping quite low. He gets the last hit here, so he's getting closer to his Blink Dagger. Sumail, with the help of Omar, we're about to intervene with that Sharpshooter. Only narrowly misses the Tiny. Sumail is still taking the long wraparound. Snap Scurriers flying about. They're suspecting still some movement in here, but no one's around to be found. And they're sending heroes top. Meanwhile, Lifestealer shows up with an Ancient Black Dragon at the gate. Our Observer is watching the bottom lane right now because they might run into Crystallis. But there's a Lifestealer who's also being fought in the top lane. And the battle was actually interested in going in there. Now they're coming through the gate with reinforcements. Arena placed down by Boom. Catches the Hoodwink. And the Squirrel will go down and Ember will follow. They saw all of this. They saw all of this. They wanted to maybe catch the Abaddon. Maybe break him. Get that borrowed time on cooldown. And now they're going to lose 3 heroes because the Bristleback is also caught with the Vessel. They tossed mid one in. At least he got some cool sprays out and got himself a kill at least on Boom. But that's 3 for 1 traded. All cores dead. Oh, not the Lifestealer is. All right, that's a good pick. Yep. You learned some discipline, boys. You are playing against the Hoodwink Ember, which we talked about in the draft, that these guys are going to be everywhere on the map, and they're doing exactly that. Ember has been part of 5 of the 7 kills. Definitely wants to be on the forefront. Get his items through kills. I think that's the Mage Slayer ready, indeed. Picked up in his inventory now. Will help against a lot of that magical burst MOUZ has.
Top tower. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is gone. Just a cold fog left behind.
It's a solid entry for MOUZ, and all they need to do now is just keep up their farm pace, and they're already ahead of Nigma Galaxy. This Furion, who generally, at least right now, is going for a full-on fighter build. Mid one. There's 16 kills on MOUZ, and he's been a part of 15, so expect him to be in every engagement, just like the Ember Spirit. Now, the toss back is not in range. No, he's not in range for that toss. Have to send it on to Sumail. He'll get the level 4 toss. Quite a lot of damage, though. There's the Hand of God coming out from Toby, and there's the Mortimer's Kisses, slowing and burning Toby and Noob. Connections on both of these heroes, and a lot of Mortimer's Kisses on the Chen, but Crystallis cannot quite go that deep to follow. Would like to burn out that Aphotic Shield. And the borrowed time once again. The front nice too. Mad Cookie's done, and here comes the Lifestealer. And he has a Radiance, which the Abba does not. They're gonna have to watch out for Ghost. This is a good timing for the Lifestealer to show up, and the Abba has been zoned out. Borrowed time is lost now, and they got the arena. Ghost is isolated and killed. Nigma thought they had a good edge, but Ghost was way too far compared to the rest of his team, and that's a free opening for Boom to drop the arena and drop the Lifestealer. Toby gonna get teleported on by mid one, and he'll get a secondary kill going for MOUZ, and they're just doing everything right. This is why we highlighted MOUZ. You cannot take them for granted. This is a scary team right now. Oh, sure. Yeah, that too.
Dire's middle tower isn't going to last long. Dire's structures are fortified.
That's a rough start for Nigma Galaxy going in here. And also, a highlight about MOUZ, from that Dota, one of our other statistic sites as well to pick things up, the mice have the fastest average on ending
Dyer's
games
bottom
right now.
tower
Nigma
is under
Galaxy,
attack.
just a couple minutes behind that. So, two tempo teams, absolutely. MOUZ may be more notable in this sense that they're... I mean, of course, we have to say that their fast game average was also sped up. Remember when they played versus Cifro? That series lasted
Radiant's
less than
courier
30
has been
minutes,
killed.
so that absolutely helps our average. But they've played quite a lot of games lately, and they like to end their games quick if they can. Mid one will silence Sumail in the back. Sumail will go for the run out. This Noob's going to get sent in the air. The break is onto the Nature's Prophet this time around. Noob is getting some damage out with that pipe. He's surviving, but now his face turned as the Mars throws in the spear. Noob and Sumail are both dead, and that's more and more kills going in the pockets of MOUZ. Yep, and BP's Crystallis comes from the other end. And another one. Noob was saving that spear for the last hit, and Crystallis still got it.
Life won't come later, when you least expect it.
That's why. Another pick on the map, mid one, wicked 6 streak. 21 out of 22. I got 99 problems, but mid 181
Better help Dyer's middle tower.
certainly is a problem right now.
Dyer's middle tower just went down.
Yeah, I guess.
Double damage!
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Well, look at it. Look at Ember's quick buy. This is the point we've gotten to. We're building Midas on Ember. Yep. At least, you know, these these BKBs will they will allow Nigma to continue taking these fights in the same approach, give them a bit of security, and hopefully give them some longevity for some sustained damage to take it in the end versus MOUZ. It's definitely going to help extend those fights. Makes Lifestealer's game a whole lot easier to be, but to begin with, I don't think Ghost should be in this bad of a situation right now if he just stick to the lane. Lifestealers love having a long laning stage. We keep repeating that like a broken record. So him participating before that Radiance came out, and then his positioning with the Radiance, I feel like it's just a lot of lost time Lifestealer could have spent farming instead of playing overly aggressive. Maybe Nigma's calls were feeling like, we gotta make something happen. We need to bring everybody for these fights. And led to those situations where they just have to drag the Lifestealer along with everybody else. I understand if you want to play like an early TB, rotate through the gate, that kind of stuff, and maybe a Lifestealer, you know, 7 minutes, 8 minutes in, just to get that, you know, that slow, for example, from anything really, or just a little bit of extra damage needed. But now you're at a point where MOUZ is ready to fight with pretty much all of their heroes, and Nigma have lost their sharpest edge, which was the Ember and the Hoodwink, hunting after kills and going for fights, just the two of them.
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, missed the Sprout. On a target that he saw. So mid one technically allows this Lifestealer to leave, but Omar is caught with the arena. Boom! Missing another spear on point blank range, but it doesn't matter when you have 3 other heroes right behind you. Cleaning up this Toby's zoo. All of the Chen creeps are now dead. Happens. Straight to the Tormentor we go.
Are those cracks in Dire's top tower?
Probably. Maybe a story that
Seeds of fortune.
a team might post that they're not playing the hero again, or if they find something interesting about team historics, some stories to tell. Those news and content pieces can be found on Fissure's socials. So, for example, all of those. Check them out. Especially with FPG2 right behind the corner.
Mate.
Omar goes right click after he's done with his Midas. Well, you're not getting to that Midas because he wanted to set up with a Bushwhack, and the moment that Boomerang and Bushwhack was about to connect, two
Dire's
heroes
courier
link
has
on
been
top of the
killed.
Hoodwink and
That's
delete
animal
Omar.
cruelty in my book.
His courier gone too. Still needs 1,000 gold to finish that Midas recipe.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It does. Well, these are two teams that like to end fast. As we went through on the the facts of this series, we will still see a quick finisher here. We'll just have to wait for a bit longer, maybe with this Aegis. I'm just gonna start getting more control over the map and just take those tier 2s. Yeah, he's definitely targeted a lot. If you can take that pipe away. Is picked up. Mars is already on the hunt for the bristleback, but they are smoked around. By the root. Cookie is safe. There's the Lifestealer on the chase. Closing the open wounds. On the backline for Stolitz and Yamich hit Toby. There's the Arena catching the Lifestealer. He's the one getting pinned down, but he got the Infest down, and they're dropping quite low on the side of MOUZ. But Crystallis, 400 HP. It's more than enough. And that still had that borrow time for a second. Ember joining the fight once again. Can they keep Crystallis alive? Ghost is standing his ground really well with that BKB. And Nigma finding a small opening, but the shotgun of Celery. Granny takes down the monster in the trees, and the Lifestealer falls. It forces Nigma to call the retreat, but Mid1 and Yamich are already on the hunt. You toss in the Nature's Prophet, and with that crash landing, they squish the squirrel again.
Dire have fortified their structures. Dire's middle tower isn't going to last long. Someone better help Dire's middle tower. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Hey, just looking at the start of this fight, right? They break the ranks of Nigma, and at the same time, MOUZ hits the backline, finding the Chen, which allows them to almost get rid of the first hero. Beautiful arena, and so close. If it weren't for the pipe, If it weren't for the pipe, Ghost would have died, and this fight would have been 5-0, basically, for the side of MOUZ. But because it didn't, it allowed Ghost to go for the BKB play and get something done here. But just that damage issue is really showing there's no extra source of right-click outside of that Lifesteal or Radiance burn.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Right, flies through, removes it quickly with the shield there. The Infest already used on the Bristleback. Noob having a bit of extra HP to work with. Holding on to a great healing Lotus too.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, Squirrel again. Omar has as many deaths as Nigma has kills. Him and Noob account for 50%
Top tower has
of the
fallen.
kills MOUZ has.
Dire's top tower is under attack. It looks like Dire fortified their structures. They're beating on Dire's top tower. Dire's top tower is gone.
Set up with a bit of a defense here. They send Noob right into MOUZ with the toss into the spear. Means he's facing towards the team. And they clean up the Bristle 50 seconds down. No pipe for you today. The Infest will be used onto Sumail. Sumail is using a lot of his jumps here. He still has 2 more remnants to work with. Mid one is quite low, but has the Aegis. And Ghost is going for the chase onto Boom. Boom using his bulwark pretty smartly there, but he will still be taken down. Toby got the last right click, but Sumail will fall. And Crystallis, he's got no ulti right now. Cautious, but he would like to get Ghost. Mid one's coming in for round number 2, and they manage to get enough burst damage. Omar will fall as well, and only onto the Tiny they can go. Yamich with that Glimmer Cape is saved by all of that damage sent by the Ember Spirit. Sumail will still go for it. He'll clean something up and get the Remnant deep into the base. Go for the jump away. 2 more seconds for a TP on the Nature's Prophet. Sumail's got to be careful here. Maybe mid one goes for another teleport into the back, but Sumail will get something going here. Sumail picked up the 7 Wicked 6 streak away from Yamich. So he got himself a bit of extra gold. Going through this fight as well. Losing that pipe carrier at the start, at least he was able to apply the pipe buff onto his allies. Okay, that was a quick short as we're jumping straight back into live pictures, but we're trying to go for a jump onto Ghost. No fight though, but still that team fight in the top lane, like you said, they're able to protect at least half of their lane. But that fighting's been going on for so long. Omar has a massive... He's got 2 charges in his hand.
Double damage!
Moves the break with the Manta. Gets himself away. Low ground ward is showing at least their movements this whole time. Oh, misses the spear. It's not the first time he's missed the spear here. We're going to see a clash again. Under vision. Yamich goes straight in. Catches the Chen first. And they got a really good combo on Nigma. Taking down Yamich and forcing Crystallis on his ult. Toby is the one tanking in the front line, so all things good. Mid one is dropping in the back. They get him. Ghost will get a big cleanup kill here. And Nigma Galaxy fighting back. Two heroes dead and forcing them away, but that is a dieback on Sumail, so maybe celebrating a bit too early that the Lifestealer picks up almost 1,300 gold for killing mid one, but losing their Ember simultaneously. It wasn't watching what happened with Sumail in the back as the fight kept spreading into 3 different directions. We'll see a replay of that. Ghost and Sumail are both fighting at the back. They want to clean up mid one ASAP. Then we see Sumail jumping forward while the fighting is still going on top, and Sumail dies off screen. So yeah, Celery, Crystallis both with the Orchid. Yeah, just breathe. Lifestealer, one of those heroes that you just don't want to play from behind against your opponents, but with these tempo heroes of the Ember and the Bristleback, even the Nullifier now picked up on Bristle. Still have ways of fighting, sure, but Sumail's got no defensive tool on this. We don't have a way to save him. There's no Lotuses, no E-Blades, no nothing. Boom, we'll miss the arena at least. So a bit of a relief, at least for Nigma, that they won't lose another.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower isn't going to last long.
Crazy rush. Yamich with the toss back, grabbing the Bristleback. And Noob silenced up in the Bloodthorn. Good bushwhack in the back as well, buying some time. Mid one gonna hit by the Abyssal Blade. And Ghost will try to get his darndest to finish off this Nature's Prophet. But Boom and Yamich are just standing on top of him, waiting for that BKB to run out. He's sent up in the air with the Yules, and they go for the straight up silence right after. And he's not escaping anymore. He's gone for 70, and Sumail's still dead for 14 seconds. They clean up the base. They clean up everybody here. It's gonna be the Chen targeted next as they finish off the last member of Nigma Galaxy. The base is now MOUZ is for the taking.
Dire's middle barracks are taking fire, which is gonna be so bad. Dire's middle barracks have fallen.
And he's gonna die as well. Yeah, that should be game right there. Bit of frustration coming out from the side of Nigma. Buybacks being spent and nothing to play for as their core instantly dies. Stalis and mid one are just zoning out Omar, zoning out Toby, keeping them in the fountain as MOUZ clean up both the top and the bottom mid lane of Rax, and they go straight for the tier 4s, knowing that this game is in the bag. Clear them both up. Make a statement kill. Arena blocking all of those fountain shots. Easy to go in. And that's going to be game 1.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's ancient is under attack. Radiant victory!
I can do the ticket right away.
5 seconds remaining. Dire teams, Radiant team,
Somewhere in the armor here.
Radiant, Dire team.
It's finally something pretty spectacular. Maybe rely on that old strength that they've had, play around Sumail being that big raid boss, and really bring people together so that they can get their game going.
5 seconds
I feel like
remaining.
Last game, they were doing a portion of that, but Noob wasn't having a game. Well, Noob's now playing a hero that also struggles with his timings a bit. So you might have to get Ghost involved with the Metamorph, get him through the gate, bring him as a 4th hero when the puck's also rotating in, go 4 versus 2, shut down a lane, go back to your farming lane after that, and continue working from there. You have a hero that is going to go play pretty well versus the Tusk and the Tidehunter. Their minus armor, their physical damage output, you've naturally got a lot of armor in yourself. So it's a good TB game. I just want Nigma to really commit to the 4-man death ball strat, and maybe even 5. The Shaker can also contribute even if he doesn't have a Blink Dagger.
Prepare for battle!
Yeah.
Now you're fish food.
I saw a Thompson clip today, which probably a lot of people have been watching. Actually, on that Pugna, where you are able to, thanks to your Oblivion Savant, blink with the hero and maintain your life drain thanks to it, because you can use your items while you're channeling, and also you can only cast a single spell at a time, sure, but Nether Blast works with life drain, and then you can blink around, so you can definitely dish out a ton of damage. I think that was a really fun clip. If you ever run into that on Insta Reels or watch him on Instagram.
The battle's starting!
That's not a bad way to spend your free time either. He's definitely a very entertaining content creator when it comes to that. Oh, Nigma can't go back to... They have to teleport to the lane. They're not letting Toby participate. And the Shaker just dropped the Fissure on the first wave, so that destroys that first creep wave completely. On the other side of the map, Celery comes through now to back up Skurstalis, and they actually bring the Earthshaker right under the tower. However, the creep wave was soaking up the hits, so they weren't able to get Noob tanking tower hits, unfortunately. They did get a quite sizable trade going on, though. Both cores are a bit injured. That's quite hard. That's quite hard, though, because you have the special delivery. So if you're already sending stuff on the courier, you can then instantly just bring it in for a quick Fairy Fire, a quick salve, continue going on from there. But at least Omar, your little Shredder is your best tool versus Pugna. That allows you to trade with the Pugna really, really well. It's not like a basic poke. It's actually a strong ability at level 1.
Not much good's happening to Radiant's bottom tower.
There's the special delivery, bringing over. Now he has a magic wand and a crown in his inventory. Celery probably gonna have to bring in extra regen. He's got another set of tangos just on the courier, just brought it to him. Yamich was trying to snipe TB's courier, but unfortunately not able to get him. He's gonna go for Toby. And they go for the snowball, the blood grenade, the tag team. Toby, he got all of his regeneration, but one more right click will do it. That tag team duration, it's 6 seconds. And during that time, you're going to get at least 3, maybe even 4 guaranteed right clicks with his attack speed. So that will take down Toby. Yamich will give him a bit of a tip there as well. This Venomancer will struggle. That might just repeat again. The thing is, if you cannot play in the lane near the creeps as a Venomancer, this Tusk will keep on hunting you down. A lot of aggression coming out there. That tag team just dropped the TB low, but there's the turnaround. Got the snowball on a creep. Boom. Zoning out the Terrorblade. Very good positioning there with the anchor smash. He will soak some extra right clicks here from the Terrorblade. The illusion spawns right next to him. Oh, he's going straight back onto Boom. Boom does get that Kraken shell, but it's not really going to help him too much, is he? Snowball onto Toby. Tag team up. They're going to look for the trade before the Tidehunter dies. And he gets healed up. He will not die. Yamich will soak up hits from Ghost, but they're able to take down Toby for a second time. He does at least have a teleport off cooldown, so he can return straight back into the lane. But a rough start for the Venomancer. Yeah, the one thing, this lane lacks crowd control. Noob has the most CS in the laning stage so far. This Shaker is definitely off to a very solid start. Hopes for Nigma that they're able to keep it this way too. Bottom lane fighting once again. The tag team level 1 still. Oh, Ghost couldn't find an angle out of this one, and he might just go down. Omar's coming in for the rescue. Yamich dies to Ghost's TB illusions. Managed to squeak in that final hit. Boom, turning around. Celery is also here, and onto Toby they go. Look for the third kill on him, and that's a double kill for Boom. There's a quick Decrepify, and another TP. That's the puck is coming. Orb is flying in. Boom's got to be cautious here. Sumail misses out on the rotation. That's a big bummer for the puck.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Greetings. A prize.
Yeah, that allows the Void Spirit to have a bit of a free time. Get to that level 6. Also, it cost him the 6-minute rune. So not just the Lotus, but the Invis also going for the Void Spirit. Battling it out once again. He's got the Decrepify, but the snowball is flying through, and the shard lock. Oh, he caught him! He caught him on the edge of that igloo, and that catches Ghost, and Toby will die again. 4 deaths on the Venomancer, and 2 on Ghost. That's 6 kills for MOUZ's offlane. There is a Stealer of Wisdom on his way, though. Omar is sneaking behind. Yamich has already TP'd in for this. He'll force that Snapfire away. Celery's coming in. Got the cookie at least to jump away from that frozen prison. And there comes Boom from the other direction, and Omar's still gonna go down. That's 3 kills. All of them dead. Nobody dead on the side of MOUZ, though. And this Tidehunter is 402. Gonna hit a point. They are getting stopped in this lane. This is not a good look for Nigma. They're setting up on top. They're setting up on top, but Crystallis had that Dark Troll and his army. Crystallis is the one to go to the gate down bottom on the hunt. Potential Terrorblade, but Ghost is moving far away from the lane. This is what I wanted Nigma to do, to bring in 4 heroes through the gate to the other side, but MOUZ, really just the experts of these rotations, these movements. They've been bringing this Pugna through the gate multiple times for some good rotations, some good fights, and that's going to cost them the bottom tier 1 tower and the map feeling a bit more shrunk with the TV to farm. Echo Slam drop for some farm, and he'll get 700 gold away. Let's put it 600 gold away from that Blink Dagger.
Is no more.
Got it.
Are those cracks in Dire's top tower? Radiant's middle tower could use some help. Radiant's middle tower shouldn't have to take this abuse. Radiant structures are fortified. Look at that. Radiant's courier just got killed. Radiant's middle tower.
Courier getting snatched by Yamich. Looked like it wasn't really delivering anything over to Sumail anymore, but Omar is getting pressured in the top lane. Quick jump in, level 6 on the Marcy, so the Fleeting Fury facet is online.
Radiant's middle tower.
Celery with mid 1 will finish off the T1 tower in mid, and the fast high tempo will continue from MOUZ. And when you look at their heroes, they can definitely speed things up a little bit from game number 1.
Radiant's top tower deserves just as much help as bottom.
Well,
Radiant's top tower has looked better. Radiant's courier has been killed.
Absolutely.
Radiant's
Just going to be
top tower
roughly
is under
over
attack.
1.5 weeks for the group stage to start. The online
Radiant's
stage
top
for
tower
the
has
Swiss.
fallen.
We will be on the Swiss format. Oh, fail. I got the silence on 3 and also the fissure there from New. He's got the blink being delivered now. And here's your 4-man gank squad at 10 minutes. Things can still change for the better on the side of Nigma. Now they just need to get a good set of kills rolling. That Echo Slam, drop him right in the face on top of that Marcy, and that's how you start things. That's how you get your game going, but mid 1 is on his way. Pops the 80 and goes straight for the pressure onto the Shaker. Toby only level 4. There's no Noxious Plague to throw in. Puck's gonna get sent up in the air. Mortimer's Kisses burning up mid 1, getting silenced by Sumail. They're maximizing the damage output of the Kisses. He's down to 300. Sees him in the lane, dodges the orb, and Toby is still being chased by Yamich and mid 1, and mid 1 will clean him up there with the remnants dropped on him. Omar gonna make a run for it. The Ravage does connect. Sumail's gonna be able to dodge it, but the snowball is there. They follow up on Omar, and despite the 2 kills that they just picked up, they forfeit 3 over to MOUZ. It's not a very good position to be in at all. The whole plan for their laning stage being set up, really good plays at the first few minutes in the lane with the Venomancer and the Terrorblade, but unfortunately MOUZ just simply played it better. MOUZ has just been the better team during the laning stage. Despite a matchup they potentially couldn't have maybe even won. It could have been a full-on 50-50 trade in that bottom lane. Ended up being a massacre. And what has been happening after that is MOUZ is 6,000 gold ahead at 12 minutes. And the lead just continues to grow. You cannot kill the Tidehunter. You're not killing this Tidehunter anymore. He is pretty much immortal. He's got the Vlads and he's going for the pipe. That would mean that Boom has no more threats in this game.
Radiant's top tower has looked better. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
3 seconds for Echo. It's not going to be enough on Boom. They're going to try and focus on something else maybe, but if they go for the Tidehunter all in, maybe if he drops low enough, there's a chance. Celery, though, he's reading this. Mortimer's Kisses. It's not going to be enough.
Radiant's
Maybe if they went straight for the Echo Slam, there could have been an option to try, but it's really a half commitment. Nigma, they're like, we can go and we can't go at the same time.
Dire's bottom
Also,
tower
it's 13 minutes into the game. Toby's got no boots. He's... Well, you don't really put boots on a Venomancer, but because they don't have any feet, but...
Axes, please!
How fast to die, oh my goodness.
And Gunka first!
Yep, One Punch Man hits. Damage with his blink. Hunting for more. 419 on the Tusk. Just 1,400 gold behind the cores of Nigma. That's how rich this boss 4 is.
Radiant's middle tower shouldn't have to take this abuse.
And that's a probably dead puck, maybe. Yeah, 20 HP remaining, and the vessel is applied. The shards fly in, and Sumail is dead. King has been slain in his own base, despite the gates being open for him.
Radiant's top tower deserves just as much help
They
as
spot him
bottom.
TPing, they
Dire's
see him
middle
go
tower
straight
is under
back.
attack.
Cannot really leave the base. Oh, they're all coming in. Echo Slam is also ready. Celery, what can he do? Drain heal?
Radiant's top
Or
tower
life drain
is
even,
under
that
attack.
is. Well, Crystallis was trying to get a jump on the back line, get to Ghost. Ghost still has that Sunder, though. Healing up the Tidehunter, getting ready to push him into the front. Yamich, blink in, tries to catch the Shaker. Shaker blinks away. Still got Ghost running in, and actually managed to catch the Shaker. He walked back in, and he's dropping the Echo onto the Marcy, where the Mortimer's Kisses. The Ravage is there, but the Marcy saved by the Decrepify, and dies in the end, as Sumail will clean him up. Celery forced away, the Orb might pick him up. Sumail hunting the back line, and might have enough damage to finish him off, and he goes for a deny. Celery is taken out of play, no kill, as they are finishing off mid one. Ghost will find a kill on the TB. It's not a complete disaster. It actually turns out really profitable for the side of Nigma Galaxy, getting a 3-for-1. Tidehunter standing his ground against Sumail, and he sent so many abilities at Boom. And I talk that he's immortal, but when you got the whole team on the Tidehunter, it's a whole different scenario. And Nigma, when they really needed a breather, this is what they're gonna get. So they clean up a lot of kills, a lot of money, a lot of XP, and most importantly, Harry, a little bit of confidence. Yeah, Boom wasn't in position there to drop the Ravage instantly because the Mortimer's Kisses were starting to fly, and he got enough connections to hurt that Marcy as they got the Echo Slam to start things off, and then Sumail had a really good play there, just going straight for the back line, worry about the Marcy, worry about the Pugna, and keep them out of the fight while giving vision on the Tidehunter. So really good positioning overall by Sumail, and it just kind of broke that MOUZ fight completely in half. They were not able to stack up anymore at that point, and Ghost started to build up some free hits for him to clean up mid one. Void, I didn't even see Void have any impact in that fight, so I don't know what was going on with mid one.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower could use some help.
You're begging for trouble. You're asking for trouble at that point. So, yep, Nigma has been given an opportunity. They just need to hold on to it. The sound of acceptance. MOUZ is still holding on to a 5k lead. Will be spotted by Yamich. There is the cookie save, at least behind him is Omar. Roshan is still being attempted here. Crystallis just decides to walk straight into the Roche pit for this. Nigma, they are smoking up and they might be able to make it in time. It's gonna be a real close quarters fight. There'll be a Noxious Blade this time coming into play. They can get something done here. Toby smokes are popping into the pit, throwing in the fissure. Nuke with the shard. Follow up. There's the echo, but Crystallis is already BKB'd up and he failed to jump. He didn't get quite outside of the pit. They're still fighting Roshan, but mid one is low on HP and Roche is dying. Who's picking it up? Ghost is trying to walk through the ages. He's down on the ground. It's still on the ground. It's right next to mid one. He gets it and he dies right after. Nigma are on retreat here. They're trying to reset their positions and try to bail. It was a close call. It was a really close call. PB got nothing out in that fight as he was fully fixated on, if I get that second life, maybe there's a chance to fight this one. Sumail still being pressured here by Yamich. Crystallis is nearby. Rebound is ready. The jump is there. Sumail for the first dodge and they just punch him straight in the gut. Take the puck down. MOUZ just doubled their net worth lead again with that fight.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower could use some help.
Crystallis did. They could have smashed them there, absolutely. Crystallis also failed the rebound jump right after, but he did manage to stay in the pit. And mid one, he's stunned, but he's able to click the H's down on the ground. So I think somebody or something gave him vision and he's still able to click the item down on the ground despite being stunned there. Could have also been, I don't know, maybe a very high risk, low reward bait to keep the Aegis down on the ground while he's next to it. I thought you're not able to pick it up if you're stunned, but apparently you can because he definitely had a stun meter on top of his name as he picked it up. Well, he was definitely stunned throughout that unless there was like a 0.1 server tick in between. We'll have to check that on a replay, slow motion, and see how that went down. But we'll see how this fight, or at least this game, continues. Yamich dives in deep. He makes his last play on his final bits of life. As boom, he's not going to take any damage, even from a demon seal. Actually, the TV doesn't even have, so he's just going for raw right clicks, holding onto that Metamorph for as long as possible. And there we go, the Metamorph is finally popped, and they jump him right away. He's getting sent around. He did get the Sunder, but there's the Ravage follow-up, and the TV will die. The shotgun isn't gonna hit. The snowball save coming in from Yamich with that buyback. Marcy lives for such a long time and he's getting extra healed, but he jumped away. But Sumail, can he still go back in? No, he's gonna curveball out of this one. There's still an Earthshaker sitting at the back line hoping to find that Marcy, but Crystallis is already TP'd home. Yamich with a real S-tier save play there with the buyback into the Blink snowball save, because that could have killed the Marcy otherwise.
Someone better help Dire's middle tower.
Yep.
Dire's middle tower
Yeah, they're definitely playing with their limits here, but at least they're getting a real taste out of how does a tier 1 team fight against them. But this is the difference we saw with Heroic, right? Heroic didn't take these fights. They slowed things down, and we mentioned like they could definitely play faster. MOUZ is playing faster, but this is what the fights are starting to look like. There's definitely some strength on the side of Nigma. Find also some strong plays on Fissure's social media channels. !F into chat or press the banner below the stream for more access, news, content, highlights, and types of videos. Omar dies to Crystallis on some on the other end of the map. Sumail was anchored up. No escape for him. Dead in the water, indeed. It's been looking grim for a while. The game is definitely still holding on. MOUZ are giving breathing space for Nigma. Maybe there's...
Not much good's happening to Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's bottom tower's got problems.
Really hard to deal with the lanes. Especially when the TV doesn't have the items that he requires, like Ghost's net worth.
Not much good's happening to Radiant's bottom tower.
Only got the Manta. Now the Dragonlance on the Courier. No Scotty Manta 25-minute timing because he's had to be involved in so many fights above having the luxury to farm.
Dire's top tower is under
So those
attack.
illusions are also impacted by that they're not that great at the split
They're
push.
beating on Dire's top tower.
Maybe they can get that tier 1 tower down. Helps them a little bit with those access points that we mentioned, Toby. Being hunted by mid 1, knowing that this Venomancer's got very limited tools. Will be finally taken down. At least they know where MOUZ are moving. And oh, look at that. They cut the back line. They come from behind. Take down Omar. Nope. Also the Shaker able to cut another wave in top, so the waves are again pushing away from the base of Nigma. Buying time. Sumail is sniping couriers at the back. He'll take down Yamich. Yamich's courier, that is, and they don't have vision on him. Tidehunter's courier literally ran on top of him, so almost enough for Yamich to get there, but still just far enough so that that Blink Dagger was already on cooldown.
Radiant's middle tower shouldn't have to take this abuse.
Yeah, Celery's positioning has always been the furthest out of any of the heroes. He's not close to the base, throwing nether blasts. I mean, if a Shaker catches you with a Fissure, it's probably game over for him. You only got... Oh, okay. You only got 1800 HP. Level 15 Pugna, actually pretty tanky. Maybe now a quick shift in the plan, throw in a couple cheeky explosions there as he's doing right now. They're trying to cut the top lane meanwhile. Now Celery has finally gone to what you asked him to do. That's...
Radiant's middle tower shouldn't have to take this abuse.
Question of resources. Yep. but now he's just sticking around. Toby is so close there as well to catch him with a Venomous Gale. They are fighting versus this... okay, well, they're fighting onto the Pugna now. They're unleashing their abilities on him to take down Celery. While Sumail was found, Sumail might have the chance to escape and teleport back. MOUZ are teleporting in more reinforcements. Boom is also coming here with the Tidehunter. He just finished a fresh axe, so he's got that big gush. There's the anchor onto Toby. Toby went too deep outside of his own base, and he instantly pays the price. Sumail coming in with a follow-up here. They don't have the Echo Slam because they spent it on the Pugna just moments ago. Ghost is getting some serious damage out onto Yamich and will take down the Tusk. So that's the price they have to pay for putting Pugna to push in the front. Another Roshan, Nigma. Leaving the base. Stalis level 18 ult B, so he hits really fast with that Marcy on leash. Also, one thing to really consider here is if this Marcy gets to hit the Terrorblade freely, Unleash does apply a lot of attack speed slow, just like a Jakiro would with the Liquid Fire. Minus 100 at rank 3. Makes it really hard for some carries to fight back. Boom. Close to catching him there. He could have just dropped the Ravage and maybe would have been stranded.
Bottom tower needs some help.
Yep. Exactly, yeah, he didn't know. But if he did, could have dropped the Ravage and that TV would have been stranded. Omar stranded on the edge of a cliff right now, but they know exactly where he is. They see him there. Take the Snapfire down. 40 seconds and he is out. Stalis finds the puck. He's going to unleash some early damage, and not just some early damage. He just straight up deletes Sumail from 100 to 0. One really cool thing you can do with that Marcy, I told you that about as well, is when you rebound, get the first stun in, go for one set of Unleash Burst, and as the stun's about to end, you dispose, and then you just punch their belly as they're flying in the air. And he got a couple good Crystallis crits there too, so finished off the puck in one go.
Where did Radiant's middle tower go? Radiant's middle barracks have fallen.
He's getting jumped on already, and puck will not have an ally. He respawns. Mid one's getting the wave to push in. They will flip. Save the melee racks.
Dire's bottom tower is being
rocks from that first fissure thrown in by Noob.
Radiant's
They're gonna smoke up.
Under attack. Radiant's middle barracks have fallen.
Noob is the one in front right now. Has that pipe. Has the Vlads. Marcy hits for so much damage. The smokes are popping. They hit the side. Yamich is already quicker with the BKB. Trying to get the snowball to connect onto the puck, but puck is able to dodge it. Stalis is getting some healing from the Pugna. Coil is used onto the Tusk. They want to get Yamich first. Mid one coming in with a silence. Jumping in between, but he's got his spells on cooldown right now. And Titans are right next to him. They're both slowed up. Ghost is moving into range and get some damage out. Get to poke the Tidehunter a couple of times, but that Fissure from Noob is actually blocking his allies. They won't be able to get in deep. And MOUZ are still preparing for a fight, waiting for their spells to come back off cooldown. Void Spirit is almost fully ready to go in for round number 2. Nigma. Yep. I think they were just waiting for them to hard commit. MOUZ would have been able to make a play to follow on that. 80. There's an 80 rune, but yeah, they're sticking around. Look at Omar's position. He's just outside of vision, but now they spot him, and oh, he's going to be put for dead. Down to the grave. Focus. There's the Ravage. The buyback comes out from the Snapfire. No more to his kisses. For 40 seconds, they'll have to fight without it. I'll push them back once again. Boom. In the front line for MOUZ. More explosions from Celery. In the river, though, on the low ground, they caught Sumail, and the puck is gone for 50 seconds. And that...
There I am.
No buyback, yeah. Thought he'd be able to make a play from the side. And they spot Noob. Crystal is just 3 shots. The Shaker, and he's gone. Stuck in the trees for a moment. Or some kind of reaction there from Nigma Galaxy. Then they're falling for it. The Shaker comes with the buyback. Yamich pops his BKB as he flies into the fountain. It's a couple hits from it too. But MOUZ will clean up another lane of racks. And, you know, they're... Even if it looked like MOUZ could maybe speed up their games a little bit, be it game 1 or game 2, they're just 1 minute away from finishing at the same time.
Radiant's top tower
34 minutes and 36 seconds, so 50 seconds from now, if they call GG on the side of Nigma, they'd land on the same time duration. Could be over sooner than that, as Toby's only getting jumped up by Yamich, and Boom cleans him up. It's the Gush. On the backline, Sumail finding the Pugna, trying to give him some pressure. Mortimer's kisses from the side. Yamich will walk up to the Snapfire, keep him busy. Well, Venomancer is in trouble as well. Ghost get some damage onto Boom. Boom used the refresher, but he's got no mana to get off another Ravage. But they can also wait for that TB to run out of his BKB charge. Boom will have to wait for a second. Crystallis goes in for another jump in. They slow down both Noob and Ghost, breaking the blink from the Shaker. And mid one will also fall off for another. And they will have to use a Sunder onto the TB illusion. That's only worth a couple hundred. He's still running to the fountain.
That was a big bold. That was a big bold failure.
It does look like, well, this game 2 will last a little bit longer than game number 1. Still very similar in the story as MOUZ. They really come to play. This team is looking hella good. You mentioned it yourself. Day after day, they improve. They look better. When is this team gonna hit a peak? Is it maybe after potentially winning this tournament or so? Because right now, a lower bracket final is calling for them. As they finish off Toby, gone for 55 seconds, and they're going straight up to focus on those tier 4 towers, still respecting that Echo Slam and the coil from the puck. Really having difficulties hitting the backline. Every time Sumail's trying to make a play for it, now he does. Mid one is there to react as Yamich got jumped, but the puck is gonna get controlled. The Ravage is there, and Yamich will follow it up with a Walrus Punch, and that's the puck gone again, leaving it to 3 Nigma heroes. Ghost in the front line. That anchor at least was removed, but these tier 4 towers, they will not stand for long. There's another unleash on Marcy in just 15 seconds. One more attempt again. The snowball brings in Yamich closer to the fountain, but not quite in it. The BKB used by the TB, and he's just feeling like he needs to run to the creeps and get the aggro. But these are all desperation plays because the Ancient is falling. 300 HP lost every second. They got Yamich with the Echo Slam, but the Ancient is down, and MOUZ will knock out Nigma Galaxy and play on the finals day.